Welcome to Global Village for the day. This is your host Ahmed Kassem. We have today to host Mr. Desiree Kiana, Director of Francophone in Brooks, and Mr. Roba, who is one of the community leaders in Brooks. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Desiree, for coming back to Global Village Show. We are glad to have you. Tell us briefly about the Francophone's involvement in the community, if you can.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Desiree Kiana. I'm sure too much people from the Brooks community know me already. I'm from the Association Francophone de Brooks, the Francophone Association of Brooks. So the Francophone Association of Brooks have two main important programs running now. There is we put too much accent on the value of French and English at the same level in our community. Yeah. And the big also important program is the immigrant youth integration in our Canadian society. So though for the youth integration, we organize different activities. Those activities, so every day we have activities with the youth, and when they come at the Francophone Association, the first thing is to help them do their homework. So because we can't only stay the youth if we don't put an accent at their school, at the success at school, because the youth is the future of our society. So we do with them, we help them do their homework, and after that we have other different activities like music program, sports, different presentation about the Canadian society. But this last 3 months, we put an accent on how the youth can understand different services we have in the Brooks community. So that's why in January we have 3 organizations who came at the Francophone to have their presentations there. We have the SPEC Association, which is a big organization in the Brooks community, and they have to tell the youth what exactly they do as an organization, what's their mission in the community. So that was a way to open a door to the youth to understand how the complexity of the job of working in the community, and help them understand that the community needs them. So it's very, very important that the youth can be involved in our community. So apart from that, we have to invite the newcomers clinic coordinator from the Brooks Hospital. So she came, and the discussion with the youth was to ask them what they understand about being healthy. So what's being healthy is for the youth. You know, people have different view about being healthy. So it was very important that they all understand what being healthy is, especially in this country, in Canada, because they are from different countries and different ideas. So we also invite the police. We invite the police because coming from different countries, you know that each country, maybe they have the way they understand the job of police in a community. Some people, when just meet with the police, he see it like a danger. Yeah. So he say, I have to protect myself. Yeah. And for other people, the police is there to protect people. So people have different views. That's why we invite the police to try to show to the youth what's their mission in the community, how can the youth can work with the police, but also there was another aspect of getting a job in the police department. So how can you be also a police? So it's not closed but it's open to everybody, to all the youth in the community. If they want one day to help people to serve as a police, so the door is open. So the police we get at the Francophone Association, he was there and he was open, and he get too much questions from the youth because there was a big number was interested to be one day working as a peace officer in the communities.
That is very good.
Yeah, so that was the big piece for January. And in February, we have also, we called also another organization, but at that time we didn't let the organization come at the Francophone, but we took the youth at that organization, went at Newell Community Action Group. This is a big organization also in Brooks. The organization is there to help people living with disabilities. So as youth coordinator, and especially immigrant youth, it was very important to show this youth to understand how they can help people living with disabilities in the community. So there was two aspects. There was the aspect of have the information about how we can help the people living with disabilities, but also how can you get a job in that field. So that was the thing we discussed with from Newell Community Action Group. And at the end of February, as I said, because we always have different radio programs with the youth in Calgary, in Brooks also. So it was time to try to correct what the mistake they make, they always have when they go for a radio program. So we have two pieces, two sides which we have to discuss about. The first was how to participate in a radio program. So because the participation, the hosting is two things. So how to participate in a radio program, how you have to prepare yourself, what's the question, how do you have to prepare the questions. And the second piece was now to know how you can host a radio program. So that was the piece we discussed together in February. And in March, we have also to call other organizations. So we have the coordinator from the volunteer coordinator from the Brooks Hospital. She came also to speak to the youth, how the youth can help in the community, because they are running a program about teenager, how the teenager can be volunteers at the hospital. So it was time to just to push our youth, try to understand that the hospital is there, is helping people. You can't go there only because you are sick, but also there is other opportunities. You can go there to help the community as a volunteer. So you can go give fresh water to someone who is sick. You can help different departments at the hospital in their job. So that was also something which was very important to talk about, because we need youth. Youth is the future for our community. We need them to understand what are exactly the needs for our community. So apart from that, we have also to bring at the Francophone Association, we called also the dietitian from the hospital also. So you know, when you come in Canada, in this country, we don't, especially the youth, they don't know how to choose what is the best food for them. So some of them, maybe they want to eat hamburger from January 1st to December 31st, which is a danger for their health. So that's why we brought the dietitian, try to discuss with the youth about what exactly we have to eat when we want to be healthy, how to choose the food. And when you go to buy food at the store, how you can read the different tickets, how to understand this food is better than the other one. So that was also something we did with the youth, but also as when we have the volunteer coordinator from the hospital, she requests if we can have maybe the first activity at the hospital, if you can have a show, a dance, music program to the resident at the hospital. So we did that around the 19th of March. The youth went at the hospital and they have a very good show. Yeah, they have about five groups. They sing, they dance, and it was about a 1 hour program at the Brooks Hospital. And apart from that, we had a very important activity which started from November 2013. This was a soccer program. It was a big tournament, and this tournament we have about 6 teams from different origins. All are from Brooks, but these people are coming from different countries. So it was time to show that we have only one youth in our community. We must work together to build this unity so that everybody can feel part of the community and not feeling that he's from Colombia or from Congo or from France or any other country, but just try to build a healthy community.
Inclusive.
Yeah, so an inclusive community. That's why we organize this soccer tournament, and we finished the program, this soccer tournament. We have prizes, trophies on March 22nd.
That is great, Mr. Desiree. Coming to Mr. Roba, could you tell us yourself, your background, and Ethiopia?
Well, my name is Roba Basaya, and I born in Ethiopia, in Oromia Regional State. And I was born and grew up in a small city. It's called Finchawa. And I went to school when I was 9, and I've been there for my elementary and high school. And after I finished my school, I went to Addis Ababa University for I've been there for 6 years studying in field of vet medicine. So I was graduated in 2010, and I've been there for a couple years in different position. And I left back home in early in 2012, around March 21st. So since then, Medicine was actually my first city in Canada, and in meanwhile I went to Edmonton too, and I came back, and I'm living in Brooks since February 2013.
So you are veterinarian then?
Yeah, I'm vet.
You are veterinarian, okay.
Yeah.
Could you just tell us a little bit about Ethiopia then?
Well, Ethiopia is it is big country, and its population is second in Africa. Nigeria is first,
Nigeria,
and
yeah.
it is second stand in the population aspect.
Yeah.
And we have about 84 or more ethnic group in Ethiopia.
Wow.
So it is geographically located in Horn of Africa, I could say, and it's bordered in eastern by Somalia and Djibouti, and the north direction Eritrea, to the south Kenya, and to the west both Sudan and South Sudan. So it is, like I said, it's big, and its population is also huge, and it is center for the African Union. So we have the head of African Union in Addis, which is capital for Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have, like I said, we have different social ethnic group. Each and individual ethnic group have their own culture, their own language, their own norms. So we have all those diversified ethnic group, which is a really unit for us, and we're proud of that. And it's very interesting to have all that. Yeah.
So you have diversity and inclusion
Inclusion. Yeah.
of every ethnic group.
Sure.
84. That's
Yeah.
a very large.
84 and maybe more now.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that is yeah. That's right. What do you think since the last few years? Is there any improvement in your own mind where we at before and where we are heading as a diverse and inclusive community?
Yeah, too much have been done, but we still also have to work. We are not going to sit down on our result, but we still need to work too much, and we still need to tell people that inclusive and this it's a strength. If we want to build a strong community, everybody need to feel that he's home. Yeah, everybody need to have that, because you can't be involved in a community when you don't understand that it's your own community. So make it your own community, and that will help you to be involved and work for the community.
So you mean he or she?
Everybody. Everybody. Yeah. So I remember March 21st. Also, we have the march against racism and discrimination. Yeah, that was also a big event in Brooks. We organized, the Francophone Association organized the event with Brooks Immigration Services, Country Immigration, BCIS. So we have also created a Facebook page which have been visited by a big number of people. Yeah, so this March 21st activity for International Day for fighting against racism and discrimination was this year, 2014, a big event and activity in the community of Brooks.
Yeah, but still comes back to education. So it's one thing that you can march. It's another thing for people to be educated when it comes to a racism or discrimination. And it's the community that needs to take the next level.
Yeah, when speaking about that, that's why I said building a better community is not only the people who are the community, but also we have everybody. We need everybody's effort. That's why at the Francophone Association, when trying to work on immigrant youth, is to tell them what they have to do, is to tell them that the community needs them. So they need to be involved and they need to feel their home. And the community also have his piece to show them that they are welcomed in the community.
That's good one. Mr. Roba, what was the challenge that you faced when you first came? Coming from beautiful Ethiopia to a country which you have, I don't know whether you come through winter time or summertime.
Well,
Okay.
It's kind of like in between, like from winter to summer, somewhere in spring.
Okay.
So it was good time to me. I mean, like if it's like in middle of winter, it will be hard for me to survive.
Yeah.
Speaking about challenges, it was really sometimes when you like, let alone coming from different pole or different part of the world to the other, but moving from one city to another by itself is challenging you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some challenges you will expect, some of the challenges will face you, and you have to think the way to overcome those challenges. But sometimes things will be beyond the way you're thinking, and it will be different. So the challenge is that, especially for first 3-4 months, was really big challenging, because like I said, I was vet at back home, And then when you come to here, every professional aspect was regulated, and you need to be licensed to be practiced in your own profession. And at first place, identifying whom you're gonna talk with, whom you're gonna help you or guiding you, finding out those. It could be individual, it could be office, by itself is challenging.
Yeah.
So whom I know is my wife. She's working since she came to Canada.
Good.
And she don't know anyone, and she don't know where I have to go. And the rest are her family. Since they come to Canada, they are working. It's like go to work and coming back home, back home, and it's continue. So no one can give you a clue to whom I'm going to see. So, but thanks to technology, you will figure out things by yourself, and you will start digging out. So I found out that I have to talking with Canadian Veterinary Medical Association, so that they will show me the way I have to go and the document that they need.
Credential, yeah, you have to change the credential.
Yeah, so they told me that to undertake my assessment, which is done by the ICAS, or International Qualification Assessment Services. So I have to send all my documents, and some of my documents was remain at back home university because of the issue of the cost sharing. And there is cost sharing, like when you go to university, some costs will be shared by the government. 85% will be shared by the government, and the rest will be covered by students upon graduation. It will be like after grad.
So you have to give the money back.
I have to give them money back before I'm getting my document, official document. So to do that, I have to work. To get involved in the work, I have to get license. So it's very complicated, and I was in dilemma. What was in my mind when I'm coming to Canada was either to back to school or to continue working in my profession. So I stuck there. I can't go in through my profession. I can't go to university, or I can't back to school because of the certain complication. So I undertook the assessment, and I see that still Canada Veterinary Medical Association needs some documents like official original degree, or official transcript, letter of recommendation, or stuff like that. So I figured out that okay, I can pay them back home university to get my official document, but another issue is that at least I need to take 3 courses. I mean 3 exams. I find out that those exams, okay, more or less they are technical aspects. That's not big deal, but the big issue is that the cost of the exam. The single course will cost me like 7,800 something, stuff like that. So with the possibility of the passing and the fail is 50-50. So it's really very, very, very challenging. So
but again, Mr. Rob, I think that is how you see your dream to achieve. So if you're looking for the cost of $7,000, $8,000 per course, which comes $24,000 for the 3 of them, don't look for the failing aspect. So because
our first expectation is to pass, actually. That's your expectation.
You get the loan. If you have a vision, because you already spent 6 years in school. So there is no point of looking the money, because if you get a loan, at the end of the day, you pay the money back. That's the advantage of being in Canada. So don't take the advice from the people who gone before. You get the money, pay off, first year, second year, third year, and probably you will finish before even you know. And then you can pay the money back. The good thing is when you get job, you pay the money back, and you have your qualifications, because they are not in the same terms of Ethiopia or any other nation in Africa.
I know.
One way or the other, you have to go for the evaluation aspect, unless you come from,
but
I think, Britain.
One obstacle is that, yes, the good side is we can get loan, we can get grant fund. But the fact is, I was sponsored by my wife, and everything will go to her credit, because she took responsibility to cover all my expenses, including living cost or whatever.
Yeah.
It will be covered at least for 3 years.
Yeah.
It will be covered by her.
Okay.
So whatever loan or grant fund I get from her will go, I mean,
the-
from the government will go to her credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
See?
But
So-
still, go back to the idea of Rome was not built in one day, so it takes time. So
Sure. Life by itself
have the
is-
vision for maybe many years to come. Don't rush yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. Work now.
Yeah.
Be of the
Yeah, that's what
immigration.
I'm right now. I'm doing like I'm working full time, and I'm working on my school side by side.
That's a
So,
good thing to know.
Yeah.
Final question, Mr. Desiree, is how we going to encourage? You have a good education background. How you think we can encourage the parents to involve their children for the school, which is very important for the kid to succeed? In a brief.
Yeah, but I was maybe trying to go back to his question before I finish. Yeah, when you came in, you are in a new country. I will want to tell him that Canada is a good country, and we have too much opportunities in this country, and I will encourage you to be open.
Yeah.
Don't be closed to yourself. Just be open. We have good communities in this country. So when you are in the community, try to help yourself. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Talk to people. You are going to get different ideas from people. Be involved in the community where you are. Don't feel that you are from Ethiopia, but feel that you are now in Canada.
Sure.
Try to live as a Canadian. That will help you too much, and
be
we
success-
maybe
yeah.
try to help you not having barriers and think back about Ethiopia. But
Never,
now
never.
you are
It's
in
never-
Canada, you
it's
have
never
to
gonna be
work
okay.
with that. Yeah. So speaking about
In brief, yeah.
helping the youth, and I always tell the parents, because it's very important. We have, yes, different realities we have in our job, what we have in our life. So I know in Brooks people spend too much time working at Lakeside, and this is a big problem, because when working at Lakeside, we spend maybe more than 12 hours on our job, and we forget that we have families. So this is very big problem. And I always try to tell parents that they need to get they need to get time to think about families, think about their children. So it's very important for successful children. It's very important that the parents is involved in what he is doing. So speaking about school, we need the parents to go even visit, just for a visit at school. Go see how the children are doing at school. That's very important for the success of our children.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desiree, and thank you very much, Mr. Roba. Both of you coming to a Global Village for the day, and we wish both of you to be successful in Canada, and I hope you will be able to go to the Frankfurt, at least learn French, which is the
that's
the
one
next,
thing.
the next
That's one thing. Yeah.
the bilingual in Canada, so
Exactly.
English or French.
Yeah.
You very
Thank
much
you for
Thank
having
you
us.
very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
This is the end of Global Village for the day, and we appreciate both Mr. Desiree and Robert for coming to the program. I hope you will join us next time. Until then, have a good day and God bless.